Hey guys, what's up? It's Nicole. Welcome back to my channel, Real Talk Recovery, where we talk about recovery from addiction and I share my life with you. But tonight, I have a special guest. That's right, we're not going to be talking about me tonight, you guys. We are going to be talking about Zach. And so I went ahead and put Zach's sober date up in the comment section. That's right, he's got 5 months sober, you guys. I'm really excited to talk to Zach because it's a different perspective. I haven't had anybody on the channel that has been in early recovery like Zach. Zach found me from the collaboration that I did with 23 and 1, and he's actually from the state I live in, which was so crazy. And when he reached out to me, he was just super eager to talk to me, and he really wanted to come on and share his experience, strength, and hope, you guys. And for me, I truly believe that it's never too soon to start sharing your story or doing service work, because part of my sobriety program is service work, and it really does help me to, just the small things like connecting with other addicts and alcoholics, and sharing like what I've gone through. It really helps me, and I do see it helping encourage others. And so I think it's just a great way to get involved is to share your story. If you go to a meeting, sharing in the meeting, sharing with people that are at the treatment center that you used to go to. There's all kinds of different ways that you can do service work in your early recovery. And so that's what we're going to do tonight. Zach's going to share his story, and we're just going to get down and we're going to talk, and we're just going to have a good time chopping it up. I'm really excited. He's a talker like I am, so this should go really smoothly. I just sent him the link, so it'll be probably about 2 minutes before he gets on here. But I'm excited, you guys, and I hope you guys are excited also. So Mondays, Manic Mondays. How did everybody's Monday go today? I know for me and Nate popped right out of bed this morning, you guys. We were ready to start the day. He had Thursday and Friday off school. So he was kind of ready to go back to school, and he missed all his friends. And the daylight savings time, the hour going backwards, kind of gave us like an extra hour to sleep in. So I enjoyed it. Hey, everybody. Hey, Cindy. Hey, Hearts. Thank you, guys. Welcome to everyone. Welcome to everyone. I'm so glad you guys are trickling on in. I went ahead and sent out text messages to everyone to let you guys know that I'm live. Let's go ahead and let everybody know on Instagram too. Okay. Y'all ready? Here we go. What's up, you guys? It's Nicole, and guess what? I'm live over on Real Talk Recovery. So if you are one of those people who said, Nicole, let me know when you go live over on your YouTube channel, this is your sign. I'm telling you, I'm live. Check it out. There I am. Come join us. I'm having Zach on the channel. He's going to share some of his experience, strength, and hope with us. So come hang out with me over on Real Talk Recovery, the YouTube channel, and listen to me and Zach chop it up. All right, you guys, I'll see you over there. Love you. All right. Okay, now let's go ahead and pop on over to my other Instagram and let them know that we're on here. All right. What's up, you guys? It's your girl, Nicole, and I'm letting y'all know that I am live right now on my YouTube channel, Real Talk Recovery. So come on over and join us. That's right, we're recording live. We got a special guest, so come on over. Love y'all. Hey, Zach. I see you, kid. I see you. Hold on.
Okay. There we are. Cool.
There you are.
Awesome. Right on.
Welcome to my channel, Zach.
Thank you.
So are you a little nervous or are you ready?
Just a little nervous.
Well, I think you're going to do just fine. I was just telling everybody that I talked to you on the phone yesterday and then we talked today, and we're both talkers. So I think this is going to go really, really well.
Awesome.
So here's what I want you to do, okay? I want you to start at the beginning. Let us know what your name is, how long you've been sober, and how your addiction began. Kind of just the basics, and then we'll get into where you're at now and what your situation is.
Okay. I'm Zach. I'm an addict. So I remember, well, I'll start as a kid. Everything was straight, right? I grew up awesome lifestyle. I had everything a little boy would want. You know what I mean? I had little brothers to pick on, all that good stuff. So throughout school, I was always like a real popular kid, and I guess somewhere, I think it was eighth grade, is really like whenever my drug use started.
Mm-hmm.
I overdosed, actually overdosed on Xanax and like blood pressure pills like in eighth grade. And that scared the shit out of me. So like I didn't do anything for a while, but I played in bands. I'm a drummer.
Yeah.
So I was hanging out with guys that were like way older than me, and they were always drinking, a little cocaine here and there. And I was always having like these huge parties at my house, and it just, everything. I would drink, smoke, do lines of coke, all that stuff. And I don't know, just over the years, um, it just got worse and worse. Like one
Do you
thing.
think it? Do you think it was your want to kind of like? I know for me that I wanted to fit in, and it was like all these people that I hung out with were getting fucked up. So it was like they were having fun. So it looked fun to me. So then I started doing it. And it was like it made me feel good when I tried getting high for the first time. So do you think it was because you wanted to fit in? Do you think it was because you got high for the first time and you really enjoyed it? What do you think why do you think you started getting high?
Yeah. I think just at first probably it started to fit in, you know what I mean, to be cool.
Yeah.
Um, and then just to kind of keep that image going, you know what I mean? Like, and I loved it,
Yeah.
I I really think I'm like an introverted person, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the drugs just brought something out of me to where like, I'll talk to anyone, like. And now at this point, like I'm so shy, like I don't even like paying for my cigarettes at a gas station. You know what I mean? Like I
I
just
understand.
that social, like everything about that, it just turns me off. And I think back in the day, whenever I first started using like it, I just came out of myself, So I think
That's
that's
what drugs do. It gives us like that. It's called like liquid, like fake courage. You know what I mean?
yeah,
When the first time I ever got high, I remember it made me feel like I was Superwoman. So I can totally understand like that. And now that you're sober, the reason that you have that anxiety is like we're socially awkward, or at least I know I am. At the
yeah,
beginning, when we first get sober, because we don't know how to talk without drugs and alcohol in our system.
yeah, definitely. And I feel like um I put myself at like a way lower standard than what I should, even like with work and just everything in general. I definitely look down on myself, and that's something I've never done. You know what I mean? So I feel that way too, for sure.
Yeah. So okay. So tell me about this. So you were in the you were into drumming, you were in a band, you were getting fucked up. So how old were you then, and how did your addiction get worse? How did it progress?
So I was about 16, 17, 18 doing all that. And then it was just very minimal, like hard drugs, but
Hmm.
we would do, cocaine on the weekend, every other weekend, something like that. But I remember my grandma, who's passed away now, rest in peace. She was like my rock, right? And one day she handed me, I think it was oxycodone or some, something like that, and I was hooked from that second on. And I would manipulate her to get some more, this and that, and she passed away. And so once she passed away, I just had to explore other avenues. You know what I mean? And I think I was probably like 21, 22 whenever I really started like forming a habit with like opiates and stuff like that. And then I got on Suboxone when I was 22, somewhere around there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I started, just taking pills and stuff, and then eventually, heroin and I ended up on Suboxone treatment.
So when your grandma passed away, was that like trauma from losing a loved one affected you, and then you started getting deeper and deeper into your addiction?
Yeah, for sure, definitely. I mean, it really messed me up for sure.
How was your life how was your family life like? Did you have, like, growing up, brothers, sisters, mom, dad? Did you live with your grandma? Tell us about that. Like, was it a stable family life, or did you have like situations that were struggles?
Yeah, everything was I would say normal, whatever that is. My mom worked a lot. Whenever she worked, I would stay with my grandma. I have one real brother, and then I have a few step brothers. One's actually in prison now for drugs and stuff. And my dad was kind of in and out a lot during my childhood.
Mm-hmm.
I would kick and scream, not wanting to go stay with him for the weekend, and he drank a lot, like all the time, and I hated going over there, So eventually, my mom let me choose, and I just quit going, But
Do you look back on that time and not having your dad around? Do you feel like now that that might have affected you today, not having your dad around as much?
yeah, I think so. Um, until I got older, and I kind of realized I was doing the same things he was doing. You know what I mean? And so
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of glad he wasn't, in a sense, because I don't know. I just know that like once I grew up enough to know what was going on, I was like, I don't want to end up like that. But here right now, I'm worse. I've done worse than he has ever done. You know what I mean? I have 3 kids, and unfortunately, I don't have a relationship with any of them, and that's what I'm doing now, down here in Florida. So
You can listen to me. Don't get discouraged, because you can get everything in your life. You can get back, and you can get your relationship back with your children. So you got put on Suboxone at 21, and
right.
how did that go? What happened with the Suboxone treatment?
So it was going good for a while, and then I started popping positive on tests for cocaine, and they kicked my ass out of the program pretty quick, and eventually I just started taking pills again, and got hooked back on heroin and stuff like that, and then I found meth. I think I was 23, 24.
So tell me this: how did you find meth? What Tell us how you got introduced to methamphetamine, and I want you to tell everybody what it was like, the difference between being on opiates and methamphetamine.
So the first time I seen anyone do a shot of meth, it was actually one of my neighbors, and I seen his soul leave his body. I mean, that's the best way I can put it. And at that point, I was like, dude, I gotta try it. I have to try it. And I was already shooting heroin and stuff like pills, stuff like that. So it wasn't I wasn't really scared of it, but the second I seen him do that shot of meth, like it immediately I was like, what in the fuck is going on? So, I stretched my arm out. I was like, let's go, dude. I'm ready.
Right.
And the second I did that, my life changed completely. I didn't want anything else after that point except for meth, so.
It took your whole life away. It took your soul away.
Yeah.
And what methamphetamine does is it literally robs you of any kind of like rational thinking or any kind of reality. It's
Yeah.
the high from methamphetamine is so intense that, especially if you're shooting it up for your first time, I mean, that is just like, for me, it was so much that I thought I was going to have a heart attack. That's how strong it was,
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so it's very, like, when you first get that first shot, it hooks you right then. And then after that, you're constantly trying to get that same feeling
Yeah.
over and over and over again. And sometimes you can catch it, but sometimes, most of the time, you can't. And so it's like you're constantly just trying to over amp. So you shot methamphetamine and you got hooked.
Yeah. Hook.
Then what happened? You're
Uh-huh.
already a tiny guy.
Oh
What
my
happened? I
God.
bet you got real little.
Oh yeah. So I looked like whenever I came to Florida, about a year and a half ago, I looked like a 50-cent costume, a skeleton costume at Dollar General. Like I was like, for real, no joke. Like I looked dead. I mean, I was crazy. I had held myself hostage multiple times in my own house. You know what I mean? I thought I was holding other people hostage who were not even there. Um, talking
I
about,
know what you mean, brother. I know what you mean.
I was, just crazy. I was crazy. I can't, like, it's still hard for me to, like, believe I was actually that person. You know what I mean? Like, it's insane. The things that happened is crazy, man.
What do you think the longest amount of time you stayed up without any sleep?
Oh my God. Um, I don't know. I know this. I would freaking pass out like overamp with my feet standing up and my body over the bed. You know what I mean? I would just keep going until I couldn't go anymore. Before I came to rehab in Florida, my brother tried getting me into place. And
Mm-hmm.
I had this really smart idea to go Facebook Live whenever Facebook Live started, right? And so I'm on Facebook Live giving myself a tattoo. High as shit. I mean, it was out of there, right? And I actually did. It's a stick man and it's fucking ridiculous. But so I ended up somehow getting off of Facebook Live and I passed out with a tattoo gun in my hand with my feet like still working, but my whole upper body was just out, completely out. And I had the tattoo gun zooming in my hand. And my brother was on the phone with the rehab, like, yo, I need to get my brother some help, And they're like, well, we got to talk to him. And he was trying to explain to him, Zach can't talk, he's out. And so he sent a picture to these people of me, like, in this position with this tattoo gun. And so that's how the whole rehab shit started out. But I don't really know how, the longest I've stayed up, probably 6, 7 days, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. How did you get to Florida? How did you get to Florida and treatment there? Tell everybody where you're at right now and how long you've been sober. Tell them what's going on.
Okay, so right now I'm in right outside West Palm, Florida, in a Lake Worth, Florida. I've got 5 months clean today, but
That's awesome.
or not today, on the first. Sorry, 5 months clean on the first, a few days ago, and I've actually been in Florida for almost a year. I came here 2 days after Christmas last year. This stint, but within a year and a half, I came here in April of 2018, and I left, came back, left, came back. But so I've been here since December. I was clean for like 5 months, and I relapsed one time 5 months ago, and that's whenever I got put on Suboxone again. So I'm on that now, 5 months clean with Suboxone.
Good job, dude. I mean, being 5 months clean is an amazing accomplishment, and you need to be so, like, you need to feel good about that and be proud of yourself. Don't let anybody ever tell you different, because that's amazing. That's a huge accomplishment. You looking back on the times that you have relapsed, what do you think that you were missing out on? What were you not doing that was helping you stay sober now?
Um, so really, I have to say just like working. I've got a job now, and that's something I didn't have the other times. And also, I go to church every Sunday. Um, I was just baptized like 2 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I've actually started praying and things like that. But in all honesty, like I have to say, just working a job. You know what I mean? That's what's helped me out the most is that routine and everything that comes along with that. I've got money now. I've got a scooter. I'm driving around West Palm with a little scooter, so I'm loving life. But
That's awesome. And that's building up your self esteem and giving you confidence. You know what I'm saying? Because you're a man, and a man wants to have a job, a man wants to be able to provide. And then you being able to have that job, it gives you that confidence. Then I understand, because my husband struggled whenever he wasn't working. It really made him feel bad, and so when he got a job, it really started to boost his self-esteem and make him feel a lot better. So what's going on
yeah.
now that you're in the halfway house? What do you do on a regular day in Florida? What does it look like to you now?
Okay, so I'm plumbing, so I've got a plumbing job. Just recently, I've stopped going to meetings, NA meetings.
Mhm.
I have a sponsor. I don't know what is going on with me right now, but I'm anti NA for some reason. Not like for anyone else, but just for me. Um,
Mhm.
I can't do it. I've tried, but at the same time, I don't know what it is
What do
about
you
it.
think is pushing you away from going to meetings? Is it the NA, or is it that you're not wanting to go to any meetings? Because you could always go to AA, or you could go to Celebrate Recovery, or you could go to CA. What's the
Yeah,
deal? Is it
no,
all A's, or is it just NA?
yeah, it's everything A. I just I don't know what it is. But I still have a sponsor. And I haven't like completely stopped. I'm still gonna go, but just the past 2 weeks, I can't do it. I don't know what it is. I don't
I'll
know.
tell you what it is, kid. Listen to me. It's it's the rebellion in you. It's the addict in you. It's your addiction saying, I don't need to go to NA. I got this. I got 5 months. I got a job. I got a scooter. But listen to me. That help and that support, going to meetings, and even though you don't want to go, that's the time where you need to go the most,
Yeah,
because it's kind of like when you got to do homework. You do homework when you're in school because you got to practice to become smarter. It's the same thing with AANA or any kind of program. You go to it so that way you can learn new behaviors and get your recovery stronger. So even though it's not something that you enjoy doing, you go even though you don't want to go. Somebody said, fake it till you make it.
yeah, I've heard that a lot. So like the recovery scene down here is like really, really big.
Mm-hmm.
I was telling you earlier, there's probably 8 rehabs in a mile radius of me. The support. Everyone's pretty much on the same page. You have those people who, just looking for a place to stay, for a few days and then they're out. But it's down here. Recovery is. I mean, I really think it's the recovery capital of the world. Um, but at the same time, you get trapped in a bubble.
Mm-hmm.
You know, And I being in long-term treatment, I think, with that's part of like the rebellion is like, shit, I've been in this forever. I know exactly what they're going to tell me. I know all of these things. Why do I need to do this? You know what I mean? But I
I
know for sure I need to
understand.
go.
But all those people that have 20 years sober, people that have 10 years sober, 5 years sober, the reason they're sober is because they kept doing that same thing. It's like repetition, man. And listen, I'm not going to I'm never going to lie to you. Even if you just go to one meeting a week, just suit up and show up and just try to stay going, because listen to me. Every single time I've ever relapsed, it was because I got a job, I started making money, and then I would get promoted. Okay. I would become like the manager or the assistant manager, and I would start working like 50, 60 hours a week. And I would let my job take priority over my recovery. And every time I ever done that, I relapsed and I ended up losing the job
Yeah.
every single time.
Yeah. They say, anything you put before your recovery, you lose first. So,
And I think it's a good thing to try all kinds of different programs. If you're not digging NA, go to AA, go to Celebrate Recovery. Come here on Friday nights to the Mara meeting. See if there's a Mara meeting in Florida. I'm sure there is, like in where you can go and like in person, because I'm jealous. You guys have such an amazing, huge fellowship of recovery down there. Like a lot of people that watch my channel, they don't have
yeah.
um, that opportunity because they live in rural areas where
Yeah.
there's nobody around.
And I would not be clean and sober today if it wasn't for coming to Florida. It was, by far the best decision I've ever made in my life. You had asked like, well, what's a normal day like? So
Mm.
let me tell you, right now the weather is amazing. Summer. I went this past weekend. I watched the sunrise. Whenever I get bored, I just do things like that. A lot of time at the beach. Uh, yeah, it's amazing here. It's really good, and there's a lot of opportunity. People are just handing out money left and right down here. So work is easy. It it's the best decision I ever made in my life for sure.
Well, what are you going to do to get your kids back in your life?
So I waited a long time um, to contact my daughter's mom. I have twin girls, so
Oh,
and
wow.
and then I have a son with another girl. The twins are 2 years old, so I just contacted her again because she knew I was in and out of rehab, and I just put myself in her shoes, like, over the past year, it looks like I really haven't been doing anything until. So I tried contacting her recently, and she told me, she was like, why are you even trying to change, like just downing me. So all I'm doing right now is just praying, I'm just praying and hopefully, something will work out. Um, Unfortunately, I'm blocked on all social media and stuff like that, but um, I know that I'm doing what I should be doing to get where I need to be, and I do have a relationship with God, and He'll work that out.
That's what you do. You just keep on doing what you're doing. You just keep staying sober, and you show her through your actions that you've changed. And in a year, you can give her a call or contact her again and say, I've been sober for a year. I really want to try and get back and get to have a relationship with the kids. And you just slowly but surely, and then just keep on staying sober, because I think what happens to a lot of people who care about us is they watch us say we're going to get sober, and then we keep relapsing, you
Yeah,
know?
definitely.
And so they kind of think, is he really going to stay sober this time, or is he just playing?
Yeah, yeah. So it's tough. It's tough. But again, I just gave it to God, and that's really all I can do about it at this point. So
Yeah, you're doing great, man. Well, what
Yeah.
do you want to talk to me about? A lot of people in the chat, some of the girls are saying if you don't like going to Narcotics Anonymous, that therapy is an awesome option. Like I know I go to therapy and I love it. So if you're struggling and you want to just talk to somebody one on one, you could always get into therapy, you know.
Yeah, so we have a therapist at the place I'm at. I meet with a therapist once a week. So I'm far enough in the program. They call it OP. You go to like a group once a week, and it's for like 3 or 4 hours, and so I'll talk with a therapist for a little bit there. But yeah, church. I mean, church is something I do every week. You know, it's kind of like I've made that kind of my meeting time. You know what I mean? So
And you would love Celebrate Recovery. You would love it.
yeah,
It's your church probably has a Celebrate Recovery.
I think they do have something like that. They
I'm
call it life
serious.
or something. Yeah,
You would love it. It's so amazing. And it's for, okay, Celebrate Recovery is for hurts, hangups, and habits. So it's for everything. It's not just for drug addiction. It could be people who have been sexually abused. It could be for somebody that has a gambling addiction or substance abuse or depression. It's like a whole group of all kinds of different people. But they have it inside the churches, and it's amazing. I worked to Celebrate Recovery 12 steps, and I loved it. I just want you to stay connected. I hear you saying, it's been hard for me to go to the meetings
yeah,
the last 2 weeks. And what I hear is that makes my alarm goes off when I hear that, because I think, oh no, I've been there. And that's that
right.
stubborn. That's us thinking we know what we need to be doing. And we
Yeah,
don't know. We
it
need help still, you know?
it, it seems like I can get 5 months or 6 months, and then I'm done. You know,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of things different this time than every other time. Um, I am actually doing things for myself. So I need to get back into some damn meetings. I do, but for some reason I just haven't wanted to. But I know I will. I know I will, for sure.
Oh, I know you're going to too, because I'm gonna be making sure you do. I'm gonna text you and say, have you tried out a meeting today?
Yeah, yeah. So
Uh, so what else do you want to talk about? Anything else? I'm listening. You got the floor, man.
okay, so I don't know. You want to talk about the Suboxone thing?
Yeah, yeah. Tell
Okay.
everybody. Tell everybody what happened with that.
Okay, so like I said, I've been here for a year. So I was at another treatment center before this one, and I was there for 5 months actually, and I relapsed. And whenever you're in treatment here, you kind of, if you relapse, you just go back to detox, and detox is amazing. You don't have to do anything,
Yeah.
like the only thing you have to do is feed yourself. I mean, they literally do your laundry, everything. And at that point, like, I wasn't working, things like, I had ton of excuses to relapse. I met a girl, you know,
Oh
and
shit.
so I relapse and go back to detox, and I end up switching to a different rehab from there. And which is the place I'm at now. So whenever I got to this place, they asked me, what all drugs I'd done, and um, I did heroin one time, in 5 months, and I was clean on no maintenance of anything, before this point. So they put me on Suboxone. And mind you, I'm coming fresh out of detox. Like, I still want to get high, you know what I mean? And I know that I kind of can manipulate my way into this opportunity to get on Suboxone. So I'm on Suboxone, and I've been on it for 5 months now, and I want off of it. I really do.
Yeah.
Um, but I never really had an opiate problem. You know what I mean?
Well, you had the heroin addiction,
Right. But
but
since I've
you got
been here,
sober from heroin, and then you got turned on to methamphetamine.
right. But I'm talking about like within the year that I've been here. I didn't have an opiate problem. It was just a one-time use, and
Yeah.
I manipulated my way into this shit, and now I want out of it. Um,
Right. And
so
that's the thing. That's why whenever I talk to people about Suboxone on my channel and I share about it, I really want people to understand that it's a really serious decision that you're making to get on Suboxone. And it's not going to be like some, hey, I just want to jump off now, and then you can jump off. Like,
yeah,
it's a freaking huge decision. So, just like you said, and I'm glad you're being honest about it. I have so much respect for you for that. So, we manipulated our way into getting on it, and now you're like, I'm ready to get off this shit.
yeah,
And
for sure.
now it's a lot harder than just getting off of it, you know? And so that's why I'm so worried for you, because now you want to get off Suboxone. You're not going to the meetings. And so, and listen, I'm so glad you're on here, because a lot of people that are on my channel are going through the same exact thing, and they're having the same exact thoughts. So you coming on here and talking about this, it's huge, it's courageous, it's brave. Thank you for coming on and talking to me about this. But do you see why I'm concerned? Because these are warning signs to me. You
Yeah,
know, like, if I was you, I would get myself stabilized back on my meetings, and then if you feel like you want to taper, then I would talk to my doctor and my therapist and my counselor about starting a taper. You know what
right.
I'm saying?
Yeah, and I've been on a taper. I started off on 8 milligrams, and I'm taking 4 now, and I've been on 4 milligrams for probably 2 or 3 months or so.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I don't know when I'll start tapering. You know, continue tapering down, but the 4 milligrams is working fine. You know, I don't really feel any different than when I was taking 8. You know.
Do you feel like, kind of like, damn, I shouldn't have got on Suboxone.
Yeah.
I should have not. And listen, it's totally normal that you wanted to, because you were thinking, oh yeah, I can get on Suboxone straight out of detox and I'm going to feel great,
Yeah.
you know?
That's exactly what I was thinking and how I felt, and that's how I feel now. Is I just want to get off of this shit. You know, I really do, and I will. Um,
Oh yeah, you're gonna be fine. But it's just that what people need to understand, like right now, this is a big decision. And for other people who are listening to this live stream, if you're in a situation where you have the opportunity to get on Suboxone and you're coming out of detox, you really need to make sure you're making the right decision, and take it and learn from Zach and his experience, because you don't want to get on it and then not really want to be on it, you know? And so this can be a learning experience for all of us, you know?
yeah, definitely. So, um, but another thing I wanted to talk about was like my thought process. Now that I'm clean, um, when I was getting high, I don't I don't think I ever thought the way I think now. Um, Matter of fact, when I was getting high, I don't think I thought at all. I think I just acted. But um, so I am constantly stuck in my head, like all the time, right? And it's just crazy things like, do I want to stay here? Do I want to go home? Why am I even here? You know, things like this. Like, um, I don't know, the things I think about it's literally driving me crazy. Like it really is. I don't really think highly of myself. It's almost like the longer I'm clean, the more I hate myself. You know, to be honest with you, and I'm doing all, you know, way better than what I've done in a few years, and I have all these things going for me, but it's like I can't just get myself out of this rut. Like I really just I don't like myself. Um, I
You
don't.
sound like you are having a struggle with being okay. So, have you ever heard of self-sabotaging?
Oh yeah, yeah,
So, I think what's happening for you is you're learning and you're getting to know who you are without drugs or alcohol involved. And so that's a whole process like learning and getting to know yourself without the drugs and alcohol. So as that happens, you're going to go through these ups and downs where you're like, is this really who I am? Is this really the way I want to be? Like, it's just it's a journey, man. And you're just starting at the very beginning of it. As you go along and as you stay connected to God, connected to your meetings and your support system, your therapy, your sponsor, and as you go through, you're going to go and you're going to grow and you're going to grow and you're going to grow. Everybody at the beginning starts out where they're like, "Man, I'm going to tell you something right now. I didn't know my head from my ass when I first got sober, and I still struggle today." But I feel a lot better than when I first started out. When I first started out, I couldn't not cry. I cried every day, all day. Not just when I was
Yeah.
sad, but I cried just because I cried. Because I just cried. I didn't know what I was feeling. I was just having all these feelings. Um, as you stay sober longer, you're going to learn to love yourself, and you're going to get to know the real Zach, the Zach
Yeah.
without
Yeah.
having to put on, a show or get fucked up to impress everybody. Like, you are a good person without drugs or alcohol, and that's the person that you got to put forward now. It's just because you're not sure and you don't know that person. So you feel nervous, you feel uneasy because you don't know. You haven't been sober, for a long time. And so now this is all new.
Yeah. Yeah. It definitely is. But yeah, self sabotage. And that's not the first time I've been told that either. My last therapist at the other rehab I was at, she was like, you don't like being happy. And
A lot of addicts are afraid of success because they're so damn used to failing, and they're so damn used to being losers and being down in the bottom, that now that you're coming up, you got a job, you're looking good, you're getting your weight back up, and you're talking about, I hate this life, I hate myself. What? It's
yeah,
because you don't. It's uncomfortable. It's
yeah,
change. It's
but
different, isn't it?
yeah, but I don't tell people that. You know what I mean? Like I'm really positive, and what's scary is like I'm really good at acting like nothing's wrong, and like I was saying earlier, I don't even like paying for gas or cigarette. I hate talking to people. Um, I just feel I feel like I'm dumber than people. You know what I mean? Like
I
I'm
know what you mean.
crazy. And growing up, I always felt smarter than everyone else. And now all of a sudden, like I feel, just dumb. But I know I'm not. And those are things that I tell myself all the time. Um, but other people, I don't know. I don't know. But
I understand. I do understand. It's because we don't know. It's hard when you get sober and you don't have. Okay, look at drugs as a buffer. When you were a little kid and you went to the fair and you rode the bumper cars.
yeah,
So you're in the bumper car and you're driving and you hit a car and you bounce off. The bumpers, that's drugs for us addicts. We're driving around in our little bodies, and we use drugs as a bumper. So when we bump into an awkward situation, we got to go get cigarettes, we got to pay rent, we got to meet a teacher or somebody of authority. We're high on drugs, and we use that as that buffer in between us and those situations. You don't have that buffer there anymore. So you're feeling everything times 10.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
You feel me? You understand what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. And another thing I forgot to mention is the treatment center I'm at is a couples treatment center. So it's for couples, you know, people who are dating.
Uh-huh.
But there's single people here. Um, and so I see that a lot. I always grew up like I don't remember being single for this long ever in my life. Um, and now I am. And I'm seeing all these other people, and I think another thing is, it's just not getting that validation from someone else. You know what I mean? All the time, things like that. But I don't know where the hell I was about to go with that.
It's hard, man. I know what you're talking. I have I'm married, but that I understand what you're saying. I went through a period where I was with this guy for like 7 years, and then he broke up with me, and I had nobody, and I was so sad. But it was because I was afraid to be alone with myself. Because when I would go to bed at night, I would have to think about me, and I wouldn't have anything to distract me from what was going on inside of me. You know what I'm saying? Like I was in all actuality, I was disappointed in myself, like, and I think that's also what happens with us, and this might be happening with you, is we we get disappointed with ourselves. You know that you have so much potential and that you can achieve so much. And when we get sober, we look back and we think all that time that we wasted, and we see all of our friends who went to college. I got friends who are doctors, lawyers, all this stuff, cops. And I'm like, damn, I wasted all that time in my addiction, and I could have been doing something with my life. And I know I could. I know I'm better than that.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I know my potential. You know what I mean? But for some reason, that monkey's on my back, and it just, man, is it gets me sometimes. Like it gets to me sometimes so much to the point that like I'm Googling flights home. You know what I mean? I downloaded Expedia, and actually I won the lottery a couple weeks ago.
Oh, you told me about that.
Yeah.
Tell everybody what happened.
So a $2 scratch off ticket I hit for $1,000. And I held on to this shit for 3 days before I went and cashed it. Which is absolutely crazy. I can't believe I did that, but I did. So the night before I went and cashed the ticket, I was looking at flights home, and I was out. I was gone. Like I really wanted to go back home, and I know that I don't need to. It's like stepping into a war zone. So that's how I got the scooter. I cashed that lottery ticket, and I went straight to the scooter place and bought me a little scooter, and that money was gone. So I made sure there was no way for that to happen. But yeah,
that was the right thing. You did the right thing. That's a huge step right there. Not buying tickets to go home and going and using the money for something that will help you in your day-to-day life.
Yeah.
Great decision. Hell yeah. And it's little things like that you got to look at, and you got to say, man, fucking 5 months ago, a year ago, I would have taken that $1,000 and got me some meth and shot it up all day long.
Yeah.
But not today. That's a miracle. That's huge. You need to be proud of yourself. You need to be like, hell yeah. I think what happens is we don't realize it's a huge accomplishment that you're not getting high right now. That's what we do when we're in our active addiction. It's all we know is getting high. And so when I hear people and they're struggling or they relapse, it's like, it's nothing to be ashamed of. It's all you know how to do is get high. So the fact that you're learning new skills and new behaviors is a huge thing, man. And you've got to give yourself more credit. Like, you're doing great, Zach. You're a wonderful, well-spoken, good-looking. I mean, you're gonna be all right. But if you stay sober,
right? Yeah.
It's the I can't. You have to really do everything that comes into your mind. The first thought, don't do it. If you think it first, you need to call somebody and ask them, hey, Nicole, I just thought I should go back to Arkansas. What do you think? No. Hey, Nicole, or your sponsor. Hey, sponsor, I'm not coming to the meeting tonight. Oh, yes, you are. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
That's how my sponsor told me. She was like, Nicole, anything you think first, you do the opposite of that.
Yeah, I know, man. Damn, what did you just say? Something. I don't know. I'm still a little nervous. You know what I mean? Something you said, I was gonna say piggyback off of it, but yeah, I just gotta keep going. I don't know. I love it.
Listen to me. I want you to tell everybody about this. Tell me this. Would you rather be back in your addiction or living the life that you're living right now? Be
Oh,
honest. 100% honest.
where I'm at now, for sure.
Why?
Why? Oh my God. Uh, I get to, first of all, why? Because I've always wanted to go to the ocean, and I can go a mile down the road. And I'm at the beach. You know what I mean? Um, I have real friends now. Like these people I met along the way. I really have good friends, and they help me so much. I noticed when I left, the people who I called friends, I don't even talk to them anymore. I haven't heard from any of them. Um, but I really like. I feel like I hit the reset button whenever I came here, and I just want to keep going with it. It it's definitely a fresh start. I feel like I can right a lot of wrongs while I'm here, for sure.
You can change, you can turn everything around. And don't let, like, if you have, I heard you were talking about legal stuff when we were on the phone. Don't let the fear of any legal things keep you from staying on track. If you ever need help or you need like resources or you don't know what to do, ask your sponsor. If your sponsor doesn't know what to do, you can always reach out to me. I'll do anything I can to help you. If I need to drive down to the courthouse, and pay something, you just send
Yeah,
me the money order and I'll go do it since you're away in Florida. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll help you out, man, and I'll help guide you in that area. But I know for me, for a long time, I was afraid because I had these warrants, I had these fines, and I was kind of trying to dip and dodge them. The best
yeah,
thing I ever did was fucking face up to that shit and own it and go pay it and take care of it.
yeah,
Running
yeah,
from it doesn't do anything. It just makes it build and build and build and build.
yeah. As long as I'm here, I'm good. If I go back to Arkansas, I'll have to, take care of that. And it would be best to take care of it as soon as I got to Arkansas, while, you know, everything's good. Because like I said, I'd be stepping into a war zone, and I know it's a matter of time if I go back home before I'm using again. So it's just best if I stay here, and maybe my family can come visit me here.
Yeah, yeah.
But
You can look at me, man. You stay in the halfway house, okay? Whenever you graduate or feel comfortable with getting out of there, then you can get your own little apartment. You've got yourself a job, and that's all you need. Okay. One of the best things that I ever learned was to have gratitude. Okay. Just like you said, I can go down to the ocean and I couldn't do that before. It's like that gratitude for the littlest things, like being able to look outside your back door and see the sunset. That gratitude is going to help you to sustain your happiness through your sobriety. It's like, for me, I'm so grateful to have a house to live in because there was a time where I was homeless.
yeah,
You know
for
what I'm
sure.
saying?
Yeah,
And so that helps me to stay happy in my life because I look back and I think, man, I have so much to be grateful for today. And I'm never going to forget that, you know?
yeah. I'm definitely grateful for a lot of things. And I know me getting clean has helped. I've actually gotten a few friends from Arkansas who are using. They're in Florida now at other places. Going on. One of them has like 3 months clean now, um, and the other one just went back home. But yeah, I've been able to help other people get here. Just looking back to then, a year ago, I was talking to bushes outside the house, thinking
Yeah.
that they're people, and now I'm holding a job. You know what I mean? I'm going, doing things I want to do. I've got real friends. Yeah, I just got to remain grateful and just continue building a relationship with God. That I think that's definitely one of the best things I've done. Um, I've seen, I've really seen him answer prayers. So
Yeah. I'm proud of you, Zach. You're doing an awesome job, man. Just hang in there and stick with it and don't get discouraged. This is what I want you to do. In 6 months, I want you to come back on the channel and do an update. Okay. So when you hit your year sober, come back to the channel and come back on and we'll do another video together and we'll see where you're at. Or we can do it in 3 months. We can do 3 months and then we can do another 3 month update. So that way everybody can see your progress as you go. So you got everybody here at Real Talk Recovery
yeah,
cheering for you. Okay. You've got us
awesome.
all behind you. So that way you can come back and update us and let us know how you're doing in your recovery and show us that recovery is possible and that it can be done.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it
So
can.
does that sound like a good idea?
Yeah, for sure. If I can do it, I know shit. I know anybody can do it. So,
Hell
oh,
yeah. Hell yeah.
yeah.
Okay, well listen, is there anything else you want to say?
No, I'm good. Yeah, I look forward to it, man. An update in a few months. We'll see what's up. Yeah, I'm gonna get into some meetings. I'm gonna go back to some meetings. I promise you.
Promise me.
I'm gonna get my ass in some meetings. I'll go this week, and quit slacking. Um,
Yes, go in there. Listen, man, why don't you go in there and sign up to chair a meeting? So that way you and your sponsor can chair the meeting together and you'll be obligated, and that will put you right in the middle of everything. Okay? Or you can sign up to be the guy who like does the coffee.
yeah,
Or
yeah,
you can sign up to greet people at the door and say, welcome. I'm telling you, man, get right in the middle of the fellowship, okay? And I'm telling you, everybody is going to rally around you. It's the same way here on my channel. Get right in the middle of everybody at Real Talk Recovery, and we're all going to rally around you and lift you up because that's what this is about. It's about one addict helping the other. And that's what's going to happen to you. I'm telling you, do not listen to that stinking freaking thinking that tells you to not go to those meetings because we're all rooting for you, man. You can do this. And I cannot wait in a year to hear you and have you come on telling me about being with your kids and all kinds of amazing things because that's what I know is going to happen. And then you can go around and start telling your story at different places and encouraging people and inspiring them.
yeah, for sure. Thank you.
Okay. All right, Zach. I love you, man. I'm going to let you go, and you call me tomorrow and let me know that you went to a meeting this week. Okay.
I will for sure. Thanks for having me on, man. It was fun. I'll talk to you later.
Anytime.
All
I
right.
got you. Talk to
All
you
right.
later, baby.
Bye.
Bye. Hey. Woo! That was a great meeting, you guys. So, you guys, that's Zach. We are going to have Zach back on the channel in 3 months. Okay, we'll do a 3 month update with Zach. Zach's got 5 months. His sobriety date is November 1st. So, if you guys want to put that in your calendar so you'll remember, so you can congratulate him next time he comes on the channel. All right. I really hope you guys enjoyed that. I love having people on the channel, and I really enjoy having people on the channel that are early on in their recovery because it's more I know you guys can relate, and I know I can relate to him and what he's going through because I've felt that before. I have felt that I don't want to go to a meeting, you know, and I want you guys to know if you don't like going to 12 steps, there's all kinds of different. You could go to Celebrate Recovery. You can go to Refuge Recovery. You can do Smart Recovery. You can do Mara. They have Mara meetings that are popping up all over the United States. We have a Mara meeting here on Fridays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And y'all are all welcome. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to end this live stream right now so that way Zach's story will go up and I'm going to come back on and we're going to chat and all that good stuff. So I'll see you back here in about 2 minutes.